All right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Dave Knows Wrestling live stream. It is I, your host, David Lee. What is up, Know It All Nation? How is everyone doing today? Hey, first, Andy Orford. What is going on? Dakota Jennings. Second, Raymond S. Sup, Daveski? Sup, Bill Blasky? Dr. Puff says hi. Jigglypuff, nice. Andy, other Andy, what is up? David Long, other Dave, what is up? What's up, Nathan Norman? Doing good. I'm here at work. Sneaking out at work for a little bit of live streaming. Cool. I appreciate the rebellion, especially considering the fact that today's live stream is going to be all about the Royal Rumble. Well, not all about, because, well, there are things that we have to talk about outside of that. Well, we're getting into that. Happy Rusev Day to you. Tap. Hey, Terrell, what's going on? Good to see you again. And, I don't know what's going on, but YouTube changed the format, so things are different now. I don't know what's going on here right now in the live stream. Yeah, the XFL, we have to talk about that. So I want this, I meant for this live stream to be a big, like, Royal Rumble one, but looks like that might have to be a part of the show instead of all of it. How you living? I'm living good. What is going on? RHPW versus KO8 Wrestling. A little bit of a name change. Okay. Hi, Mr. Knows Wrestling. Hi, C122. New Young Bucks shirt. Huh. Yeah. Check out the Young Bucks. Sup, Dave? Sup, Steve? Hey, Dave. Do you think EC3 will debut at the Rumble? I think he will. I can't see why not. XFL, I know. XFL is already better than NFL. No, that can't be true. What is your thought? Why do you think that? I mean, believe me, if you're knocking NFL, you got no argument from me. It's just, it's the XFL. It's somehow notoriously worse. Hello, Lara. What other matches should I put in my Ric Flair match playlist? Well, hey, you got the Know It All Nation right here. So, guys, Andy definitely knows about the wonders that is Ricky Steamboat, and in fitting for a Royal Rumble, I like my favorite Rumble, 1992. Andy looked forward, couldn't find it. But how about you guys? What else have you guys? Dave has a cold confirmed. No, I do not. I am fine. But thank you. What is up, Raw Reflex? How about you guys? Suggest out Ric Flair matches that Andy should put up for YouTube. Oh, on his YouTube playlist. And I got to admit, if you can find anything with Kerry Von Erich, that's going to be my suggestion to start this off. It's neither. Neither, Nathan. Hola, 13 Smark. Welcome back. Asuka's going to win the Royal Rumble. Hulk Hogan versus Ric Flair TNA. Oh, he was kidding about that. I'll put every Flair match on there. Not a bad. Taboo Tuesday, Steel Cage and Randy Orton. Really interesting. I definitely remember that match. All right, interesting pick. XFL Roman Reigns linebacker, Orton punter, Cena running back, Rollins quarterback. Really? Rollins was the QB. New Day receivers and tight end. Interesting. Do you see OVE versus LAX master match? Did you see? No, I did not. Rick versus Ronnie Garvin. Okay. Patriots wins every single year, and it's annoying. Oh, so Roman Reigns to the Patriots. Okay, gotcha. Which superstar are you pulling for to have a good showing at the Rumble, but not necessarily win it? Ooh, good question. I was going to talk about the other stuff first, but I guess we want to, you know what, I want to get into the Royal Rumble stuff a little bit later. So let's start the XFL thing, and now that we got the greetings out the way, let's just start talking, and you guys are talking about it, let's get this XFL thing out of the way. Let's start talking about it. We'll open the show with the XFL thing. If the XFL fails a second time, could the financial downfall massively damage, if not destroy, the WWE, says Rob Reflex. Well, interesting question. The way I look at it is, things are different now, because now with the WWE, now the XFL was 2001, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm not sure when WWE became a publicly traded company. So I might be wrong on this one, but I believe that they were not public yet on 2001. But like I said, I could be wrong. But even so, even in all the years that they've been publicly traded, the company has changed a lot. And throughout that time, I think shareholders, and believe it or not, since the announcement, stock has went up for WWE, so who can figure that one out? But the XFL and the WWE are allegedly being kept separate, and that's part of the reason, as for my understanding, is that now that the being publicly traded and certain people being in the positions they are and having more responsibilities to shareholders and stuff like that, and all this complicated business stuff means that it is going to be very different. And if it's true that they are separate, then technically the XFL will have no downturn for its failure. Could not cost WWE money like it did last time. It will be completely on its own. And Vince selling off his shares to get the startup is, supposed to be different. Now, that's just one way I heard it. There might be something different, but I don't know. Based off the information I heard, that's what I'm putting out there. The XFL is going to be a train wreck. I'm pretty sure the entire WWE is worth about one NFL team. How are you going to pay their players competitively? They're not going to pay them competitively. If it's like last time, they're not going to pay them competitively. And they're just looking for... Now, rumor has it that the word is they're not looking for anyone with a criminal background, which I say, forget that. If you're going to be the XFL and you want to be different, just go for it, man. Go for it, Let this be the really violent league, especially if this is allegedly not affiliated with the WWE, and you don't have to worry about that because that's a publicly traded company where the XFL with the new company he created, I forgot what it was called, like something athletes or something sports or whatever. It's a separate company that's doing the XFL. Yes, it's Vince McMahon, but it's a separate company. If it's a separate company, you don't have that responsibility. So just go crazy. Get all the inmates in. Get anybody who has a criminal past, anybody, forget about wellness policy tests. Just let them do whatever they want. Just go crazy. Because this is the way I look at it. Old business, Alpha Entertainment. Thank you. That's it. Yeah, you guys know. Do you think the territory days of wrestling is better? To a degree. That's a loaded question. Random. But yeah, that's the thing. If we look at it's because if we look at it being in itself, business models that I've been told that is if a company is to be successful and number one, they usually have something going for it. Either they come out first, they're like the first ones to do it, and then people just get stuck with them and know them for what it is, or they or they have something better than the original product, or their fans just really like it, or their supporters, the customer base, they have a great relationship with customers, and customers just like them. So you either have to excel with how you deal with fans, which currently WWE has proven they really don't care about. So Vince McMahon's ability to understand fans or deliver fan service or have a great interaction and report. Hey, what's up, train? He has proven that that's not really his strong suit. If we're going to talk about superior first to market, that's definitely not them. If we're going to talk about having a superior product, well, that's really their only option at this point. Did EC3 actually sign with WWE? Not that I know of, but he's expected to be a surprise. I noticed the color scheme of the school you're at is exactly the same one as I am at. Which media school are you at? I'm at IMS, Illinois Media School. Not that one, and it's weird it's the same color scheme. That's strange. Who does that? We'll try. Well, the extra football league. Goldberg or Brock will be one football team. It would be funny if the names of the team. I think they might go back to the old names, but I think it would be funny if they use wrestlers' names like the Minnesota Brock Lesnar's. If my boy JR is commentating, it's already better than the NFL. That's all you need? They should make the XFL Smash Mouth arcade-style football. Yeah, that's kind of like Arcade Blitz, but in real life. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm at. Oh, what's up, The Extreme? MWE. Yeah, sorry if I've been missing, guys, because I've been kind of ranting about this stupid XFL thing. He hate me. What? Hey, Vince said the XFL is going to be faster paced and less commercials. Yeah, great. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and Raw's still 3 hours. No, absolutely right, Arizona. And it's like, who can... Like, the football market is saturated. That's the thing. Like, nobody, yes, there's one company, but nobody is looking for alternative football. That's what college football is for. Between college football and regular football, it's just such a stupid idea. He's just so stupid. And the sick part is, Vince McMahon probably hears all these people telling him he's an idiot, telling him that he's wrong, telling him that there's no way this is going to work. And that's like blood in the water for him. He goes, great, I can't wait to prove I'm wrong. Yeah. Like, that's what he's, like, hoping for. Idiot. In all seriousness, they will be marketing and branding the XFL heavily and will be utilizing social media heavily. Yeah, I don't think that's going to work. And, you know, I kind of, the blue now, they switched to blue. I thought it looked better when it was black and red and that white, gray, whatever color that was. But there are a lot of football. The NFL, college football, Canadian football, arena football, yeah, there's just way too much. Like, you're coming in at a deficit already, and you already have a reputation as being a joke. Will the XFL have a football mania? They might. I wonder if they're going to have the $1 million game again. Football is at an all-time low recruitment rate. Let's start a football league. Dave, look at Chicago Film Archives presentation, Wrestling from Chicago. It's got wrestling from the 50s and 60s. I watched Gorgeous George wrestle, and it has some cool stuff. A heel doing heel stuff. Cool. I like it. Thank you for the recommendation, Nathan. We don't have commercials when watching TV anyway, Vince. Okay, well, to be fair, XFL could be good for college guys who didn't make an NFL. Yeah, but that's what the Canadian Football League is for. You know, I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong, there's a place for it, but there's a lot of things that people can do. Happy Friday to you, Danny in Oak Park. Kevin Dunn as the XFL production director, 100 camera angles and random zoom-ins. Vince would be better off reviving the IBF and WWE New York. Oh, yeah, WWE New York. I do wish they'd bring that back because I never went. Even though I'm right here in New York, I never actually went. And I always wanted to. Just never could be bothered because Times Square for me has always been like for tourists, so... You know, if you're not a tourist, you don't go to Times Square. Like, I try to avoid Times Square like the plague because it's like impossible to find parking. It's just a mess. They hired Vince Russo, Jim Cornette as head coaches. Whoa, heal me, Doc. Healed. Do you think Vince will make new sports leagues such as basketball, baseball, etc.? I hope not. The NXFL team should put a team in DC. I don't know if they did or not the last time. I wonder if we're going to see the XFL cheerleaders in the locker room again. It's a good question. Did Ric Flair beat Randy Orton? No. Will WWE buy TNA? See, and here's the other thing. If NXT gets pyro, we riot. As we should. What things do you think about keeping the old version of XFL, and what should they do? There's really nothing. Like, there's really nothing. They didn't have the caliber of athletes that the NFL had, so they weren't as good. They weren't on the same schedule, but still they had to rely on NFL resources like stadiums and stuff. It's not a good idea because there's no way you're going to win this one because it's not scratching an itch that anybody wants. And see, there you go, Dr. Puff, will the XFL be scripted? If it was, I think I would, like, everyone says, yeah, if it was scripted football and if they used steel chairs, it would be stupid. Yes, it would be, but the XFL is already stupid. That's at least stupid that has a better chance just because it's at least different. If you're just going to be a crappy NFL, you're going to be a crappy NFL. That's all there is to it. If you're a watered-down, craptastic version of real football, then why is anyone going to watch you? Why? Like, you're relying on a very small population of extreme football junkies who just need to get their fix so badly they don't care how crappy and watered down the product is, which is not as many people as you think. And also, and here's the difference. Last time, Vince McMahon started with the press conference saying, "Where is my football?" He wanted to make XFL like what NFL he believes was supposed to be. Football the way it was meant to be. And that was his premise. Now, yeah, okay, football might be low, but it became very trendy for a while. So... If it's the same idea that he's just trying to harken back to what football was, you're not going to win that one. You already have the proof of it. If you're just trying to cash on the trend, it doesn't work for you that way either. Because no one's cool for having an XFL jersey. You're not cool for having a New York, New Jersey Hitman jersey. What up, Arthur? I want to have a super kick party. Me too. Let's have a Mario Party version of Super Kick Party. Dave Bill, it's no longer TNA. It's just Impact. Yeah, look, they keep changing the name so much. I can't keep it. I can't get it. I can't remember. Are you going to watch my playlist? I don't see why I wouldn't. Is Cena gonna no-sell the tackles too? Have a St. Louis team. Did they have a St. Louis team the last time? You gotta admire Vince, though. They had a 30 for 30 on how much the XFL was a flop, and now this Kurt are stupid. Stupid! Pure stupid. XFL, more consciousness, less padding. More concussions, less padding. Sorry, I read that wrong. Yeah, and then if they get caught trying to take medicine for their concussion, blame them and fire them. The reason AFL and CFL have audiences is because they are different enough from NFL. Yes, italki teacher, I concur with that. And hey, how you doing? I think the XFL can succeed if they make it a global league, kind of like FIFA. I want to see the LA Outlaws versus the Tokyo Yakuza. But do they have the resources for that? That's a good question. RKO out of nowhere in the XFL. And that's the other thing. You're also... Will Rock wrestle again? I assume he would. That's the other thing. People are automatically going to assume it with, the fake sport that is wrestling. So real football fans aren't interested because they associate with the WWE, think it's phony. And it's not like they're even competing for a niche market like the Harlem Globetrotters where, yeah, they're a bunch of show-offs and they do a bunch of fancy stuff, but they have their niche market. It's just a performance. That's all it is. They want to have a traveling schedule of multiple teams and take this seriously like a legitimate contest. If they went to the scripted idea, like I'm saying, with, like a Harlem Globetrotter style or something like that, where it's just a performance of athletes, maybe one or two older football stars just showing off, waving the crowd, fine. It's like Samuel Jackson said in the new Shaft movie, when guys like you go away for good, when you start getting aspirations. Vince is a 2-bit, 2-block dope dealer. Stick to what you know. That's kind of what it is. And I know, not a lot of people like that new Shaft movie with Samuel Jackson. I like it. I thought it was good. Dave, did you see my effect? No, I didn't. No, I didn't, Train. I know I'm really falling behind on the trend today. NHL, MLB, NBA all have teams in Canada. Yes, they do. That's why it's the World Series. Like that NFL's only major sport with no Canadian teams, unlike... Oh, yes. Yeah, and that's kind of interesting, but I think it's because of the Canadian Football League they don't have that. But at the same hand, yeah, it does seem weird that the NHL has Canadian teams, even though Canada really is all about hockey, too. Like, they don't need us. Let's pray that Roman Reigns decides to start his football career and moves to the XFL. Can he do it by Sunday, before Sunday? Can he do it before then? I'd actually watch a football game with WWE wrestlers. Yeah, if it was like for charity sports, that's what I think. If it was like for charity or if it was like, done for the spectacle or, celebrity stuff, if it had something different than the NFL, but nobody wants to see inferior players who couldn't make it to the NFL, great. It's really good for those guys, but nobody wants to watch people that we know are second-tier people. Or third-tier people, or whatever level. What Ric Flair versus Hulk Hogan... What Ric Flair versus Hulk Hogan match did I put on that event? Here's a weird thing. They had a steel cage barbed wire match in WCW, and I really like that one, and I would put that on there. And I know it's not the first match that anyone would think of to say between those two, but it's my favorite Hulk Hogan Ric Flair match, and I know it sounds crazy. They had the World Football League, and it went defunct. The XFL was about to... yeah, and that's the other... Actually, that's a good point, too, Rob Reflex, is the fact that globally football doesn't work because no one cares about football other than America and a couple of Canadians. It's really just an American sport. Like FIFA soccer, the whole world loves soccer, except America. No one cares about football other than America and just a few Canadians for some reason. MLS has 3 Canadian teams, too, including the current champion. Just make it a celebrity football league. Yeah, it's just a foolhardy idea. Going around the country. I hope that the NWA Heavyweight Championship has a roaming ticket like the old glory days. Okay. All right, but yeah, so my thoughts on the XFL, it's stupid. But slightly moving on is the rumor, not even moving on so much, not even moving on so much, but the problem that some people see it is that the rumor is out there that Fox is going to, Fox Sports is going to buy WWE, and Vince is open to selling with them. And so some people are speculating this is his idea to see if he can branch out. So, like, either he'll branch out or possibly if the XFL does well, it's supposed to launch. Hey, Jenna. What if all put a team, the New Mexico Aztecs? Okay, I'm so behind on track. Disney's buying the WWE. No, not the Fox part of Disney, but Fox. No, not the Fox, not Fox Sports. There was also rumors about the reason why Disney was not allowed to buy Fox Sports, because Fox Sports, and they already have ESPN, it would be considered a monopoly or something like that. But no. Fox Sports is separate from the Disney deal, from my understanding. Best time relaunch WCW under Hunter. I think Roman is winning the Rumble. Yeah, we'll get to the Rumble. Vince chose to start the XFL, then the UFC. Well, Vince is lucky. I'm not convinced that Vince is smart, but I am convinced he's lucky. I'm not saying he isn't smart. I'm just not 100% convinced. Howdy, David Friend. Afternoon to you too. Train, you should win the Rumble. What was Ric Flair's last match? I knew that at one point in time. It was in TNA. Guys? It was in TNA. I can't remember who it was against. I know he lost. He lost his last match, and I'm pretty sure it was TNA, and I think it was like some goofy tag match or something. But yeah, hey, Andy, I remember that link I should have sent you. What commentator is better, Byron or Booker T? I think Booker T. There is a football women's league, a women's football league. I read that backwards. No, they bought 20th Century Fox and not Fox Sports and News. Yes, exactly, Dave Long. I'm with you. That's my understanding of it too. Royal Rumble, heck yeah. Never. What would Vince do the rest of his life if he gets bored easily? He sleeps like 2 hours a day because of how much he loves work. XFL is coming back. Yeah, for some reason. Booker T is way better than Saxton any day. I like Booker T a lot as a wrestler. As a commentator, yeah, he's better than Byron Saxton. I don't know about much better, just because of Byron Saxton is boring, flat, useless. I can't even tell when he's talking half the time. Booker T is just kind of all over the place for me. Dave, your hair looks good. Well, thank you. I did it for a change. Vince is an idiot, and he could have. Yeah. Oh yeah. Looking good today. Oh, thank you. I hate Disney trying to ruin good. At this point, I don't care. I wouldn't mind it. I'm not a Disney guy at all. Like, I'm not a Disney fan. I do not like Disney cartoon movies. Like, I don't care about a lot of Disney. Like, I'm not happy with the company. I'm not a Disney fan in the slightest. But at this point, they got Marvel. They got all the superheroes. There's rumors they're going to buy Sony. Then they'll get James Bond and Ghostbusters. You know what? I don't care. Now I'm just rooting for it because it's just going to make everything easier. I'm like, oh, okay, fine. Maybe I'll get a Ghostbusters Avenger crossover with James Bond for no reason if they get Sony. I love Community. They got Sony. Okay, fine. You know what? Disney, buy everything. I'm just at the point now where I just kind of given up fighting against the Disney machine. So if they buy WWE, good. That's just something else I like that they could just stick with the rest of Disney. Oh, all right. Also, wrestling and Marvel. Okay, good. We're in. Like, I'm not even fighting it anymore. Corey Graves is awesome. Corey Graves is awesome. A tree would be better than Byron Saxton. Yes. Booker T's commentary was made for. Yeah, there's a possibility. They have Star Wars. They got everything. I don't even want to bother finding it. Buy Star Trek too. Go ahead and get Star Trek. That way, all the nerds can start having their arguments, and we can see, Spock fight, Kylo Ren or somebody. Roman Reigns is recast as Mickey Mouse. Yeah, same guy. Can you dig it? Thank you. I don't get into Disney fanatics. I don't either. And so is life. Okay, someone had to bring it up. All right, so the Fox deal. I'm not looking for the Fox deal. I'm not looking forward to the Fox deal. I don't want to see as much as I complain about Vince McMahon. I do not want him selling the Fox. The WWE has to stay with the McMahon family. I want to go directly to Shane. I don't want Stephanie or Triple H involved, and I want Vince to step out, but it's got to stay here because it's a hallmark, it's an institution, and the company needs to keep going. If it changes, if it, like, I wasn't a fan of the company going public either, but the thing about the WWE is it has got to maintain, like, I know older people are rooting for the change, but the WWE is the institution of American professional wrestling. It's done so, it's accomplished so much. WWE Network, everything is brought together. You might not loved everything, and believe me, I haven't. But at this point, you got to understand that the WWE needs to exist as its own entity, and it is time for a change, but not to Fox. And that's the other part, is the fact that Rupert Murdoch allegedly, has a big paycheck coming from Disney, so he can't afford to throw numbers that WWE might be interested in. The Lunatic Fringe versus Goofy. Interesting fight. Why don't you want Triple H to get the WWE? No, don't get me wrong. Triple H has done a lot of good work with NXT, and I've seen a lot of good things. Wouldn't change start a spark. I don't think Fox is the change that would start the spark. Like, I don't think that's the right route to go. Fox Sports. I don't want it being owned by. I don't want it to be owned by a conglomerate or a corporation or a corporate guy. I want, and I know that that's what these guys, Vince and McMahon's turning into, but like the McMahons, for what it's worth, they are still a wrestling family. And I need wrestling to be operated by wrestling people. You can definitely criticize McMahon's ability to be a wrestling person, but I still, they're still a wrestling family, and that's my point. Let it be owned by the Gagnes, let it be earned by the Harts, whatever, but just make sure it stays within wrestling. I think we are part of a specific underground. We are a part of a specific group with a particular mindset, and we need to take care of it. No one's going to understand the way we do. An outsider who's just going to look at it like a business or like sports or like, Fox Sports or whatever is not going to take care of the WWE the way we would. WCW being purchased by WWE, was it a failure? Yes. But at least it was bought by a wrestling family. And that's what I'm looking for. I want TNA to be purchased by a wrestling company. When we saw WCW get together, Crocker Promotions and all these things, and all came together. Okay, at least it was being absorbed by wrestling. And Ted Turner, corporate guy. Okay, bad. But he was mostly hands off. Wrestling personnel were involved in it. And that's what I'm looking for. So, and if Fox Sports does buy it, hopefully, if this, and I'm not 100% sure how likely it is, because I just can't imagine Vince ever selling to WWE. I know he said he's open to it, but I just can't imagine. Last thing WWE needs is to be bought by a conglomerate. WCW, hello. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. At least if it does happen, at least hopefully there would be some wrestling talent, personalities taking care of it, and it's a hands-off kind of deal. But I want the WWE to remain with the McMahons. I want Shane to get it, and I want Shane's children to get it, And why, or at least at this point, I think, I don't know Shane's children, I'm just saying. And why don't, Triple H, fine, has done good things with the XFL, but the Stephanie Triple H thing has proven that they don't do what's best for business. Yes, Triple H has done good work with NXT, but I don't trust Triple H. I really don't. The way he's moved, advanced his career, the way he's put himself over everybody else, I just don't trust him. My thing about Vince McMahon is I think his own ego's gotten the better of him, and Triple H has proven throughout his career that his own ego gets the better of him. So while he has shown no failing as a booker or being in charge, I do really question how good he's going to be for in the long run. How he's not going to just turn into another Vince McMahon as he hits his twilight years. Fox Sports would bring in a Jim Herd idiot and start changing stuff for the worse. Yeah, and that's the thing I fear. It doesn't say much about Shane or Stephanie if Vince would rather sell the company to pass it down his children. Oh, I agree, absolutely. It looks like he doesn't even trust them like his father didn't trust him. Well, maybe that's why. If wrestling was just another show, Jim Herd would have been best bookers. No, I don't think Jim Herd. Jim Herd was a Pizza Hut manager. Let's not, it's like when people say Vince Russo is a TV producer. I agree with that. Not a wrestling producer, but he's a good TV producer. I don't even think he's a good TV producer. I think he's a TV producer. I'm not, so it's like, if you're going to go for a TV producer, why not get a good one? I just think his TV producing mentality benefited the WWF to a small degree at that time, in a very small degree. But that doesn't mean you couldn't have found a better one. It's not like he's the only TV producer you could have gotten to make these things. Like Dick Ebersol, as I mentioned in an earlier episode this week, Wednesday's episode about the Royal Rumble. Dick Ebersol. Now, he was a good TV producer. And he did really well for the WWF. Vince Russo was there and he got lucky, but you know what? He didn't do well anywhere else. It tells me that he's not a good TV producer. He's just a lucky one. What up, Sam? Bill Watts, Freddie Prinze Jr. Yeah, there's his own one. Freddie Prinze Jr. Yeah, he knows Hollywood and TV. Yes, he likes wrestling. But how'd he do? They should be owner. Oh, man. The things... Oh, man. Oh, Train, first of all, you coming over with me, buddy. You coming right over. And... all the guys I would fire and the guys I would re-sign and the scrubbing of the record books. First of all the celebrities are getting kicked right out of the Hall of Fame. Drew Carey, who? Get out. You're out. You're done. Yeah, sorry. Peace. CM Punk should run WWE. Oh, man, I would love that, too. I mean, he's a bit eccentric, but I would prefer that. If they sell WWE to Fox, it will suck. Yeah, I totally agree. And the fact that this rumor is out there really worries me. That really worries me. Vince Sr. didn't trust Vince with squat, except being an announcer. He didn't even think Vince would be able to buy the company when he made that goofy deal with him. Yeah. Corrigan is another option. No, he's not. Daniel Bryan should run WWE. Interesting. Guaranteed he'd wrestle. Would Dick Ebersol run WWE Pro? I'm laughing because that came up as restricted because his name Dick Ebersol. It came up as like a restricted chat. I had to okay. I just find it funny. Could give it to Shiki, baby. Make you humble, Vince. Stripping all the champions. I love Vince. No, I wouldn't do that. Would I be in the Hall of Fame? Absolutely, you would be, Train. And you know what? I would need an entire committee to talk me out of this, but I would really try to change it back to the WWF. I'm like, screw the World Wildlife Fund. I'll deal with them later. I'd find a way to try and get that to happen. I think some celebrities should be in the Hall of Fame. I think there should be some, but because I'm so against our principle, like Drew Carey, I would just kick them all out. Okay, I mean, Tyson to a degree. Bill O'Reilly should run WWE. That's weird. Any Asian WWE champion soon, Dave? Roman Reigns? People forget that. Yeah, Roman Reigns is Asian. People keep forgetting that. And New Japan and Ring of Honor will take over. I don't know about Ring of Honor. New Japan, yeah, but Ring of Honor is like hanging on by a thread. I don't think when Vince dies, WWE dies. I don't think that's true. As long as it stays with the McMahon family. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. If they let Shane run things, and under Triple H, I don't think I'll be happy, but I think it'll survive. I think it will do. It'll profit, with Triple H. I just don't trust him. Wow, I missed that. Okay. Motorhead should be in the Hall of Fame. Yes, yeah, put everybody in it now. Like, I said this, I think, last week when people were talking to me about how do you feel about the Hall of Fame. I'm like, I don't care about it. Everyone gets it at this point, so who cares? People never even wrestle with WWE, but they just have something to do with wrestling. Go in there. And there are plenty of guys that go unsung that they don't bring up that, as far as I know, aren't in the Hall of Fame. Those Roll Hall of Fame. I'm interested too. I'll go in. No, let Snoop Dogg stay in the Hall of Fame. But it's like, with the Hall of Fame, there are certain things that I just don't. I would just say, I don't know his name. I don't even know his name off the top of my head. The guy who designed the championship belts, like the Golden Eagle and all that stuff. Put him in. Like the guy, some of the real behind-the-scenes dudes that we don't really know about or, that don't get talked about enough. Those guys put a lot of it. Dick Ebersol, why not? Put these guys in the Hall of Fame. How come they don't go in? But, Drew Carey does. And yeah, Drew Carey's like the poster child for me of guys who don't belong. And I like Drew Carey as a comedian. He's fine. I liked Whose Line Is It Anyway? And I... 20 years ago, I used to watch the Drew Carey show, but he doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame. He was in one Royal Rumble, and that's it. Who cares? Is Demolition in the Hall of Fame? I don't know. Good question. Like, the Hall of Fame means so little to me. It means so little to me. So I guess we moved on from Fox Sports, and we're talking about Hall of Fame, which is good. Rumor has it Dudleys are going in, but I don't want them to overstack the deck. Goldberg and the Dudleys, because... correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Shawn Michaels went in the same year as the Legion of Doom. And then the Legion of Doom got completely overshadowed, which you knew that got my goat. And so I don't want to see that happen again. And so like with Goldberg and Dudley's, okay, I like Dudley's more than the Legion of Doom. It's very close though. And I hate Goldberg, but not as much as Shawn Michaels. So like, where does this go? WWE Hall of Fame is just pre-Mania show. Yeah, it's not even true Hall of Fame. Yeah, I agree with that, Dave. Vince Russo for WWE Hall of Fame. Why not? How about, the ropes from the first WrestleMania or this anatomic carbon rod? Put everyone. He's already in the Hall of Fame. Jim Johnson should be in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, absolutely. I know he's angry with them right now, but yeah, no, absolutely Jim Johnson should be in the Hall of Fame. Is Sonny out of the Hall of Fame? I don't think you can get out. Dave knows Hall of Fame's first 5 inductees. I think it's going to be Goldberg and the Dudleys, and then Cornette has a good formula for it. It's like you have the star, you have the headliner, and then you have the backup, and then you have to have someone who's gone, who's no longer with us, and you also have to have a minority. So yeah, so that's what I'm kind of trying to think of, and then you have to have like the unsung hero, like they have there is a certain criteria list. Scott Steiner Hall of Fame speech should be. Scott Steiner's Hall of Fame speech was amazing. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Demolition are not in the Hall of Fame due to them being involved in the ongoing concussion. Oh, right. Thank you, Dave. Thank you. How is Donald Trump in the Hall of Fame, but Hulk Hogan? Hulk Hogan didn't get kicked out. I don't think anyone's gotten kicked out from last I checked. Snooker was kicked out. Was he? See, I didn't even know that could happen. I didn't know anyone was kicked out. I think there's certain people they don't talk about anymore, but I didn't think they were officially kicked out. Davey Boy Smith should be in the Hall of Fame. I thought he was. Hey, Warhawk, what's up? Are you drinking water, Coke? Both. Are you going to be swimming in 5 minutes? No. They kicked Hulk Hogan out of the Hall of Fame. Did they? I didn't know they kicked. I did not know that was possible. I didn't think anyone. No Owen Hart shame a joke. Yeah, Owen Hart should be in, absolutely. But I thought there were, if I'm not mistaken, I think there were legal reasons why he's not in. Terrell because Hogan is a racist and Trump wants to make America great again. Ric Flair versus Tyson Tomko. I wouldn't put that on the playlist, but if you're more than welcome to, it's your playlist. Hey, if you're Hall of Fame, you don't have to limit yourself. I have no idea. Dave knows what the WWE should avoid doing at next year's SmackDown 20th anniversary show. 2 venues, they should avoid doing that. Jim Cornette knows Vince's brain. Owen Hart. They're not kicked out. Their profiles have been removed. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's totally different from being kicked out. Because I don't think any Hall of Fame, I don't think it was an option. I didn't think you could be kicked out of a Hall of Fame. It's a Hall of Fame. Snooker and Hogan got kicked out. Okay, well, here's the debate. They Chris Benoit Hulk Hogan. Owen Hart's wife doesn't want him in. Yeah, that's what I thought. I wish they could add Benoit Hall of Fame. Me too. Hogan is still in. They just don't talk about it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's kind of what I figured. But it seems like this is a debate that you guys are arguing whether they kicked him out or if they just don't talk about him. I think they just don't talk about him. This isn't exact. Danny Owen in the Hall of Fame because his wife doesn't allow it. She refuses to let him use image anytime she can. Yeah, as she doesn't want WWE to profit off him. Yeah. Jeff Jarrett would be in the Hall of Fame before Benoit. Yes, believe it or not. Yeah, that's crazy to think. But yeah, racist comment and Snuka because he murder case. But he wasn't convicted. Snuka avoided that. What happened after the show was better than the whole 3-hour Raw 25. The reason Davey Boy and Owen are not in are due to the families. Both wives, respectively, do not want them to go in. Favorite Hall of Fame speech, Dave? Scott Hall. Definitely Scott Hall for me. I made Goldberg go a full 60 minutes in WWE. Wow, that's amazing. Now that's the power of video games. Do you think CM Punk will ever get in the Hall of Fame? I think he should. I hope he makes a pipe bomb. I don't know if he'll be alive when he gets in, but I think he should get in. I've seen Andre the Giant live. A random wrestling fact. Wow, that's amazing. Where will WrestleMania 35 be? Any ideas? I'm hoping it's somewhere different than we've been seeing the past couple of years. Just because, for variety's sake, can we divorce Benoit from his actions and allow him all? I can't. I don't think people can, and I don't think they ever will. And I understand them not doing it. Just because, a Hall of Fame is supposed to make people happy and it's supposed to be celebratory. If they said, we're just putting the man, we're separating what the man did outside the ring, we're just putting the man in the... Do you have any idea how awkward that ceremony is going to be? Do you have any idea how weirded people are going to be out and how negative the press is going to be? Which I don't think that everyone should avoid doing things for press reasons. But I'm just saying, it's not going to be that feel good. Like when they show people, That's why we're inducting Chris Benoit. You think people are going to stand up and do the slow golf clap, or people are just going to sit there looking around, tugging on their collar? It's going to be a really awkward speech. So just put it that way. China should be in the Hall of Fame at this point, yeah, with the way it is, yeah. Talk Rumble, please. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, all right, I delayed enough. Royal Rumble. Okay, so we're going to do some predictions. Predictions for the Royal Rumble. Some predictions for the Royal Rumble. Now, okay, yeah, so there were some cancellations. The U.S. title tournament finale has actually, as I think you guys all know, has been moved up, so that's no longer going to be on the Rumble card. And the Cruiserweight Championship match is not happening either. I wanted to get to that before the Rumble. Do you guys want to talk about Enzo before the Rumble, or do you want to talk about the Rumble now? Rumble. I can't understand why Benoit won't be in the Hall of Fame by far, but yeah, because of Triple H. That's why China's not in the Hall of Fame. Reigns wins the Chamber. You are good. I finally subscribed to your channel. Thank you, Lewis. Thank you so much. Welcome to the Know It All Nation. Enzo. Okay. 2 votes for Enzo. Yeah, we'll do the fake, real, fake countdown. So that's 2 for Enzo. Funaki wins the Rumble. Man, let's get the Enzo issue done. Okay. 2 more votes. Enzo, and we'll get to Enzo. You can put the Radicals in. China's not in because of stuff. Actually, yeah, fine. That might be a more accurate thing. Raw. The British Bulldog. What's the scoop? I'm just going to go ahead and go with the Enzo thing. I'm just going to go ahead with the Enzo thing. Now, like, truth be told, I don't really want to talk about the Enzo thing. Big Cass will be better because of Enzo. If Enzo could have been his manager, what he's not. Okay, is the Enzo incident any news on that? Okay, so here's the thing. Let's get Enzo over with. Okay, here's the thing. Originally when it happened, I was saying I don't want to talk about this on the live stream, and I was just going to say no. But the more I think about it, you kind of have to. And not only that, I've kind of loosened up the idea because it's a sensitive issue nowadays, and I think you guys all know the political climate here. The reason I don't want to talk about it is because you only really have you don't really have options when it comes to things like this. You have the ability, yeah. If you know, it's okay, like the things you have to say about it are the things that everyone's going to say about it. So it's nothing different. You're not bringing anything new to the table. Then there are other things that are different, but you can't say those things publicly in the current climate because of the way things are. So why would you want to hear me say the same stuff as everybody else and you can't say anything different? And it's not even derogatory bad. Now, here's the thing. But now this time's gone by, I was like, okay, but we still have to talk about it. Let's get this out there. Do you see a W standard, Dave? Stone Cold was accused too. Stone Cold did that. Not that exactly. Let me take that back. But Stone Cold did some bad stuff too, is all I'm going to say. Austin did some bad stuff too. So it's like Austin was accused of things, but I'm pretty sure Austin did it. The thing is, Enzo is done. Police investigation 6 October. Okay, so here's the thing. But here's the thing we're going to talk about on the ideas on it. Is the thing about Enzo is the reason why he was fired, to be clear, was not because of. Now, my understanding is he was not fired because of the accusation. He was fired because he knew about it. He knew he was being investigated and didn't inform WWE. They were suspending him due to a pending investigation. From my understanding, this is a story that has been put out there. Whether you believe it or not is a different story. But he put it out there. But WWE suspended him until the investigation was cleared up. But because he failed to tell them when he knew about it, that is keeping things from them, and that is what he was fired for. So officially, he was fired for not divulging information. Yeah, and there are messages about this. Now, here's the thing. We're talking about this, all that, and I don't get into, you guys know I don't get into politics. I don't like politics. I don't like discussing politics. I think it's stupid. And I don't like the current climate of how things are being handled right now. But, you know, women definitely deserve to be taken care of. They deserve to not be, everyone deserves to be treated fairly and not to be any bad situations. And yeah, right. Exactly. I talkie teacher. I jumped the gun. See, that's the thing. You got to be careful with how you say things. Like, yeah, I know. Yes, right. Domestic abuse, very different from sexual assault. And I'm sorry for possibly mixing the, if anyone got that mixed up, that's not the case. Yeah, Austin, very different situation. She's using intent to try and sell. What about the raid steroid skin? Oh man, oh yeah, we'll talk about that momentarily. Jen, I actually agree with you. So here's the thing: a lot of people will say innocent until proven guilty, and then people counter that by saying innocent until proven guilty does not mean yelling at the accuser until they're proven right, and that's true. But that doesn't change the fact that still innocent until proven guilty. That doesn't change that, and so. You don't go after her. Don't go after don't leave people alone. Is the thing, don't attack her. But also, he's still innocent until proven guilty. Now, I think WWE was just looking for an excuse to get rid of him. I think that's a big part of it. If she lies, then she is committing slander. Yeah. But I also think that's the other problem with what we're looking at here. How Cena never popped for royalty? Good, well, because he's John Cena. He's the franchise. That's why. So it's clear. Wouldn't imagine an indie fed even touching this guy. Yeah, and here's the thing. The accusation is enough to ruin somebody's career. It's enough to ruin their life and their livelihood. Because, well, innocent until proven guilty is by law. It has to do with prosecution. It has nothing to do with jobs or, your employer's decisions or your livelihood. And a lot of these groups right now are trying to attack people's livelihoods. They're trying to attack their jobs. And that is nothing to do with the law. It's the same thing with free speech. People say, you have the right to free speech. You have the right by the law. A job can fire you over saying something that they don't agree with. Yeah, no, you can't be prosecuted. You can't be tried for it and convicted for it, with certain exceptions. There are certain exceptions to that rule, but as a whole, you could say something derogatory, and you can't be jailed for it, but you can be fired for it. And a lot of these groups have noticed that they can attack people's livelihoods. Now, the problem with this is, if you violate the law, there is a sentence, there is a consequence to it. You get put in jail, you have to pay a fine or whatever. There's something that you do to make atonement. You have the right to rehabilitation, and that's the plan here. But when someone ruins your career and your livelihood, there's no sentence for that. It doesn't end. You don't spend 10 years or 30 days community service and then all of a sudden your career and everything's established. The way it's working right now is the goal, at least for a lot of these groups, is cut this person's legs out and make sure the career never comes back in and the public never look at this person the same way again. And we've seen how this happens. And there's no protecting people from that in the law, and it's just how things are. And so that's kind of the problem here that we're looking at. We're looking at a situation where the accusation alone, whether it's false or accurate, is going to ruin someone's career. And no one cares. And, no one cares about it. So, but that's what we're looking about. So, and I think we've seen that enough. I've seen that enough times. But in Enzo's case, I think WWE just wanted an excuse to get rid of him. So now they have it. They're like, all right, well, your merch sales aren't going to be that good now, so bye. So I don't think it mattered. And now... And also, if you guys ever seen the movie Primal Fear, the Primal Fear talks about this a lot. They said, one newspaper headline, yes, the vast majority, in America at least statistically, the vast majority of times, the people, the most obvious suspect is usually guilty. It's very, very rarely. It's not like TV and the movies. I know I was just talking about a movie, but in the movie Primal Fear, they talk about one headline, and people will already start making up their mind. They see this guy is being accused of something, goes in trial. The trial hasn't happened yet, but people see the headline, they automatically think he's guilty. And yes, the vast majority of the time, people are guilty. The most obvious suspect is the guilty party, but still, it doesn't change the fact that we were built on this foundation in America that people are supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, and everyone has the right to a fair trial. But we skew that vote instantaneously just by being accused. Even though, yes, statistically, it's a vast majority, most likely they are guilty. But hey, without getting too dark, internet wasn't as big as it is now, but never under any circumstances blast those. Yes. Honestly, could be good for WWE to distance themselves from Enzo. Wrong, maybe, but it's a good business decision. And then that's the other thing. I'm not in love with the, as you can tell from, I'm not big on, the whole corp people having, a business agenda. I think too much is done for the sake of business. Details online, she wanted attention. Yeah, she did want, yeah. Okay, well, like I said, I'm not here to condemn, control, understand, whatever, anything. Whether it happened or not, well, we'll talk about that momentarily. Hey, what's up? Jenna, you have good people here. Hugs. Yes, hugs. The Dave knows, the know-it-alls, We're here for you, Jenna. Vince Patterson got accused of ring boys and a female ref. Never convicted, though. Yeah, well, there are a lot of things that happened that wrestlers got away with back then that don't happen now. Run by people, they know it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All right, so this brings same thing with Tupac. Okay, so here's the thing. Okay, so that's my thoughts on it. I'm not here to cast judgment. I'm not saying it happened or I'm not saying it didn't happen. I don't know, and I don't have the information. I don't have the information. I wasn't there. I don't know, so I'm not going to make a judgment one way or the other. I'm just talking about the fact that I'm pretty sure that and I'm not going to form an opinion on this particular subject. I form an opinion on the fact that I think WWE was just looking for an excuse to get rid of him, and that on paper it was supposedly the fact that he didn't tell him, which I think that works together in a certain way. Let's chat about... Okay, real quick, though, I do want to say, this might be messed up. If you guys don't want to do it, tell me you don't want to do it. But the real fake real is going to be about the Enzo thing. Do you guys not want to do this? You guys are the sweetest. You're honorary members of the Sparkle Army followers. You guys want to do Enzo for the real fake real, or do you want to do, like, not that? I'm just kind of curious to know what the majority of you guys think. Any Flair Broadways with Steamboat? Now we can talk about Roman Lionel doing real fake. Ha! Real fake? I'll do it. Okay. If you don't want to do it, it's okay. So we got one vote for real fake. One vote saying it is not real. Yes. Okay. Well, if you want to do it, please vote now. I'm already starting to count. Okay, one vote for not that. Bada boom, unemployment in the room. How you doing? Nope. Okay, you know what? Yeah, let's drop it. All right. I didn't really want to do it as a real fake real, but I was more just saying, what did you guys think? I was more curious to know. Not real. Okay. Real fake. Oh, all right. Well, it looks like it's winning anyway. Fake. Okay. Well, I'm happy. Well, and I do want to bring this up. So, and coincidentally, like, I have a weird coincidence of having, like, the worst timing for honest promos, or sometimes, like, the honest promo Enzo, there was a little segment that I cut out, and it would have been eerily foreshadowy if I put it out there. I don't know if you guys want to hear what it is, but yeah, I cut something out of the honest promo for Enzo, and it would have been really weird if I had put it in. I trained Robin for Rob Conway, Rene Dupree, and Hardcore Holly. 3 better talents. I don't know about the Hardcore Holly one. Too stiff. Anyone want to talk about Brian going bold in... What'd he do? What'd he do in the Monday Night Wrong? Yeah, what happened to Monday Night Wrong? Yeah. Why don't we talk about my show a little bit? She should go to jail for slandering his name. But the damage might be done. Let's tread carefully. Yeah. We want to hear. Tell us. I want to know honest promo part, though. Okay, real fake. Okay. All right. So, amore in Italian we know means love. Enzo, short for Vincenzo. Vincenzo means conquering. So, the name would mean a conquering love. Just throwing that out there. That's his name. Just throw that out there. Make of that what you will. No, Ric Flair will not wrestle again. If he ever does, I'll be very surprised. Oh, man, leave Brian alone. He's got 3 kids. That happens to you. If she's guilty. If you did, then I would have called you the Magic Man. Yeah, I noticed that when I was doing it, and I was like, this doesn't have anything to do with anything, but I was just looking up his name. I was like, huh, Enzo, Vincenzo. I wonder what Vincenzo means. And I looked it up, and I'm like, that sounds weird. Conquering Love. That's an awful name. Because, like, that was the first thing I was going to do to, like, just make fun of him. And then I found out, I'm like, there's nothing to do with that, and I cut that out. But, yeah, I looked it up. That line, so sort of my brain says, I know, right? Dude, like, so I knew about that since I did the Enzo Honest promo. And then when this happened, I was like, huh, that's a weird coincidence. I was like, Yeah, it's one of those really messed up things that you just kind of notice. I've thought about, because I almost thought about doing a part 2 for Enzo for this month's Honest Promo, just saying that, and where it's like 30 seconds long, and I just come out and I say that, and all I say is, do with that what you will. Take that information. Do you think three-man band will ever reunite? At this point, maybe. Do you still have the Raw? And if yes, can you upload it? Oh no, I didn't even film it. It was just research. I couldn't put it in the script because I didn't know what to do with it because it just came out of nowhere. At the time, there was no accusation, so I was like, well, that's a rapey sounding name. Well, I got nothing to do with this information. I just won't put it in. No, he's not. Not that Brian. No, not that Brian. Brian from the Monday Night Wrong. Not Brian Zane. Not Wrestling with Regret Brian. Brian from Monday Night Wrong. Did you search it in Google Translate? I regular Google, not Google Translate. I don't trust Google Translate. What was it? My last name means nothing. Northman as in Viking. I don't feel up to rating anything yet. We all need a special guest in. We need a special guest in the Monday night. Next episode we'll have a. Next episode we'll have a new. A new face, if that means anything. It could have been funny if you recorded that back then. Funny, weird, awkward. It would have been a lot of things. Swain means young lover. Your live stream's over an hour. Yeah, I haven't done a really long one in a while. And a country lover. XFL merchandise pack. Okay. Roman Reigns scandal. I think it's an accusation. They're sticking to their guns. They're not firing. They're doing things to corporations. They're protecting their employee. Admirable. Whether he did or not, I don't know. Don't care. But let's get to the Royal Rumble, the thing I really wanted to talk about, because the Royal Rumble is my favorite pay-per-view. Monday Night Wrongs are just sketches. I cannot stress that enough. I got enough flack for it in the comments. I knew that Monday Night Wrong came. First of all, that was the hardest episode of Monday Night Wrong I ever had to. I put the script out extremely late. When I mentioned when Brian, and this was a while ago, when Brian and Elmer asked me, what's the next episode about? And I told them, both of their faces went blank. They're like, Dave, how could you write that? They both were freaking out. Why did you write bad about the Royal Rumble? They both. So it was not easy. I was changing up the last bit. It was a really hard episode to make. But Jennifer Monday Night Wrong guest. Well, the new face is not going to be Jenna, but. Cade, what up? Jericho is a mad lad with appearing on 2 promotions in the same month. Yeah, man. Good for him, right? Who are you looking forward to the Women's Rumble outside WWE? Who are looking forward to the Women's Rumble outside the WWE? What? Who are looking forward in the Women's Rumble outside the WWE? I'm not sure I follow. Oh, Shinsuke wins the Royal Rumble and Asuka wins the Rumble. Okay, maybe Neville coming back. We'll take a lot. Yeah, Neville gets to come back and just say, I told you so. I told you so. That's what Neville gets to do now. All right, so let's go over matches. But let's go for a pre-show first. Now, Bobby Roode, the United States Championship was not determined at the end of the tournament at the Royal Rumble. We got that match early. Bobby Roode has issued an open challenge against who's to be announced. Don't know who that guy's going to be. I have no idea. Probably someone doing double duty. I wouldn't mind this if, I think this could get a big pop if Ethan Carter III was the surprise open challenge, and then we also get him in the Rumble too. I think the bigger pop happens in the Rumble, but I wouldn't mind it if he comes out for Bobby Roode to challenge him for the belt. Or James Storm. I would like that. I have no reason to think either of those things are happening. I would like that. I have no idea. Guys, feel free to shout out your thoughts on what you think, who you think Bobby Roode's first opponent will be. It could be Ty Dillinger. It could be anybody. It could be, someone making the shift from Raw to SmackDown. But I would like it if it was James Storm. I said Ethan Carter first, but my big one is James Storm. I really wish it was James Storm. Next on the pre-show, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson versus The Revival, Scott Dawson, and Dash Wilder in a tag team match. Now, I know they're probably rebuilding this Balor Club thing, so I'm pretty sure Gallows and Anderson are getting over, especially since I heard that they might not consider re-signing, consider how they've been treated. So maybe this is an attempt to try and make nice with them and try to help them out a little more. Personally, after getting Ascension, I really hope the Revival gets to win. I think they need it. And I'm not a fan of what happened in Raw 25. We didn't even talk about Raw 25. Also on the pre-show, Cruiserweight match, 6-man tag, Kalisto, Lince Dorado, and Gran Metalik, a bunch of people that you forgot still work for the WWE, versus TJ Perkins, Gentleman Jack Gallagher, and Drew Gulak, a.k.a. the 3 Cruiserweights that turned heel for no reason. Who's going to win this match? Don't care. Don't care at all. Kalisto and company. Why not? Who cares? All right. Now, let's jump around a little bit. The Usos versus Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin. I'm thinking Chad and Shelton thanks to somebody's DUI. So I'm thinking they're winning the tag straps. Seth Rollins versus Jason Jordan versus Cesaro and Sheamus. Tag team for the Raw Championships. I think Seth Rollins and Jason Jordan retain. I know some people were saying Raw 25 was terrible. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Benjamin Nables, American Beta. Whole bunch of names that people are calling them. But I think Seth Rollins and Jason Jordan retain. Some people are hoping for a Sheamus and Cesaro split. I am, but that's not going to happen. AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I think it's AJ Styles keeping the belt. I can't imagine a co-branded champion. I know some people think it sounds interesting. I think it sounds stupid. Let AJ Styles win it. I think he's going to win it again. I think this is a holdover. That's all there is to it. I don't think anything special. Brock versus Braun Strowman and Kane for the Universal Championship. Brock Lesnar, I think, is holding on to it because I think that's the plan. I don't think he drops it until Mania. Also, with rumors saying that the match is going to be Braun Strowman versus Miz for the U.S. title, which is why The Miz took the belt back off of Roman Reigns. That way, The Miz can be the heel going against Braun Strowman or Mania, and they could play up on the whole garbage truck thing that happened at TLC. So The Miz and Strowman can get a program together. Let me just see what's going on in chat. Woo. Yeah, I think Braun Strowman earlier, but the conversation was on. I asked her, was anyone else pleasantly surprised to see CM Punk in the Raw 25 video package? I was pleasantly surprised too. Chat is going crazy today. Oh yeah, and sorry that I haven't been thanking you guys for the thumbs up because YouTube, like I said this earlier and I forgot to mention it, but YouTube changed up the way I see things right now, so I can't tell if I'm getting thumbs up or not. I don't know what's going on. I'm not used to this. So if you guys are giving me thumbs up, and I hope that you are, thank you for all the likes, thank you for all the thumbs up, thank you for everything, thank you for the support. It does mean a lot to me. So thank you for all the thumbs up that I'm hopefully getting. I can't tell because normally I see it go up and I'm like, thanks for the thumbs up, but now I can't see them, so I don't know if I'm getting them or not. So I have no idea what we're up to, but thank you for everyone who gave this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much. How can we have War Machine in NXT with a tag team called Heavy Machinery already there? Too confusing name similarity. It going to be me, Dave. Good. 18 thumbs up, no down. All right, 18. Thank you for the 18. Thank you for the 18. Can we get it up more? Can we get it up? Hope so, but thank you. All right, so now on to the Women's Royal Rumble. And the Royal Rumble is the thing everyone cares about. I just kind of blew past the rest of those because who cares about anything else but the Royal Rumbles? Royal Rumbles, plural. Okay, so the women's match. I'd like to talk about just a few things when it comes to the Royal Rumble for surprise entrants before we get into who's going to win. Surprise entrant, I mean, Ronda Rousey is the big name that everyone's saying now. Allegedly, she was caught flying out to Colombia to do a movie and says she's not going to be back till February, but some people aren't buying that. She says she's not signed a deal yet. Ronda Rousey. Now, this is the thing. It's one of those things that they put so much evidence out there that she's not going to be there, and it makes everyone go, that means she will be there. Almost like the Hardys. However, I'm beginning to feel like it's one of those things that everyone says, Despite the fact that you kept telling us she's not going to be there, I thought she was going to be there. Now I'm mad that she wasn't be there. I'm beginning to think she really won't be in it. I mean, Jessamine Juke and Shafir, they allegedly don't care about it, and they're not going to have their horsewomen feud like they were going to have. So I'm really thinking that maybe this just ain't going to happen. I mean, I know Triple H was spotted having dinner with her, so maybe it will. But I'm beginning to get this weird feeling like it's not happening yet. Like, I don't know, like kind of like the Shaq deal where it's going to happen. Oh, they're telling people it's not happening. It's going to happen. And then Shaq wasn't there, and you're like, oh, Shaq really wasn't here. So I don't know. What do you think? Do you think Ronda's showing up? Outside of Ronda Rousey, I'm expecting names like Michelle McCool. You know, the women who, I don't know if they're calling them legends or not. Like, because they weren't legends, but like the women who showed up for Royal 25, they're not. I don't think they're old enough to be legends. I mean, some of them were, but you know what I mean. Like Michelle McCool, she ain't that old. I mean, she ain't a legend. She ain't old enough to be a legend. A legend, you got to be older, right? I think. And she is older than I think she is. Well, that's amazing because she does not look old enough to be a legend. So, I mean, I don't know what you call them, but like recent retirees or former employees, I don't know. But whatever. I think a lot of them, like Kelly, I think they have a good chance. Trish Stratus, I think has a good chance. Tori Wilson, though, yeah, Tori Wilson looked amazing. Yeah, I don't think they're old enough to be legends. I don't know what to call them. No, Ronda Rousey does not deserve to be in the WWE. I don't mind her being in there for the one-off. Like, I don't mind that, but I don't want her winning the Rumble, that's for sure. Even though, according to some odds, she is the favorite, which I hope. I would like her to be in it. I would like them to set up something with Charlotte, but I do not want her winning the Royal Rumble, and I do not want her going against Charlotte for the title. I wouldn't mind if she ran in and cost Charlotte the title. Ronda does appear in the match. She can appear in the crowd, but not in the Rumble. Yes, okay, I'd be okay with that too. Average Diva age back in the day was like 20 to 30. That's why they look so young. Oh, that's a good point. Lita, Lay Cool, Blonde Taraj, Chelsea Green have to be in it. Chelsea Green? That's surprising. I think Sasha Banks is over Ryder. What do you think? I think Sasha Banks is over. Ellsworth will win her. That's the joke. I hope it doesn't happen, though. But, yeah, I hope they learn their lesson. We clearly know that Bruno Sammartino won the Royal Rumble. Yeah. I mean, dude, why'd you gotta ruin it? Spoiler alert, man. If Ronda is willing to do a full WWE schedule, I can respect that. I could, too. I don't think she will, but I could respect that as well. I think Dolph Ziggler's coming back to win the Rumble or CM Punk. That would be amazing, but I don't think so. I don't mind. Toya returns in the Royal Rumble. Yeah! I have a feeling Nika Beladashian is going to do a surprise. Yeah, that's a good one, Jenna. She's most likely will. I hope she doesn't win, but I do think she'll show up. Miss Yamaguchi return. Oh, I wish. The Goon gonna return. Yeah, Goon. Bye, Dave. See you, Andy. Thanks for coming by, Andy. Man. Outsiders for Royal Rumble along with Harlem Heat. Yeah. We all know Stephanie's winning. Oh, man, I'll throw up. Dave, did you know Carmella still has Miss Money in the Bank contract? Yes, I did. When was the Rousey's last fight? Don't know. Did you really mean what you said in the Rumble video? No, I did not mean that. It's just a joke. It's just a gag. I don't mean anything I say in the Monday Night Wrongs. It's not true. They're just gags. They're just sketches. The Wednesday video was real, though. The first Royal Rumble, that was legitimate. That's why I had that bit with the head voices in the beginning of the video, because I want everyone to know that that's just a gag. Since it's Philly, we can expect some ECW originals in the Royal Rumble. Like the Dudleys, perhaps. Stevie Ray for the Royal Rumble. Amanda Nunes, when she got murked. Hornswoggle is going to return. I hope not. Santino Morel wins the Royal Female Rumble. Yeah, that's a possibility. Okay, so, all right, we got that out of the way. Now, who's going to win it? I know a lot of people are saying Asuka, but I honestly don't think Asuka needs the win. I'll be elated if she does. But I don't think so. Now, Charlotte is the champion, so she's not in, but the good money would have been on Charlotte. I have a weird feeling that I think Sasha Banks just had a default because Asuka doesn't need it. Charlotte has the belt. I don't think Ronda Rousey will win. I don't even I'm not even 100% sure she's going to be in it. I kind of doubt that she's going to be in it. I'm like leaning towards saying she's not going to be in it. And even if she was, she's not a wrestler. Same thing like Shayna Baszler with the Mae Young Classic. She made it to the finals, but she didn't win, which I liked. A wrestler won. And Shayna Baszler impressed me a lot, and I said this before, but still, I think someone who has a longer established wrestling career as a wrestler should be the person to win it, not someone who is MMA coming over. Maybe in time, you could be like a Ken Shamrock, and then I would say, okay, go ahead and win, but not at this point. So if Ronda Rousey does come in, I don't think she deserves to win. I think a wrestler should win this first Royal Rumble. I think because it's that historic, it should happen. Which case, I think Sasha Banks by default. I go with Sasha Banks by default, and I'm not even leaning that heavily on that as a pick for me. Nia Jax too, and a lot of people are going to say Nia Jax, but I don't see Nia Jax winning either. I do see Nia Jax being like the Iron Woman of the match. I wish Emma returned to win a Rumble. I would love it if Emma returned. Becky Lynch is not bad either, but I don't think it will be Becky. I think I don't think it will be Becky. Now but there's one caveat. I will say that Nia maybe, but I don't think Nia needs it either. But the only reason I could see Nia might be winning it is only because. Well, okay, a couple of reasons. One, she's The Rock's cousin. But two, since the Enzo thing, she needs a new storyline, unless they're really going to push her and Drew Gulak. But either way, I just don't see Nia having anything to do. And I think her storyline against Alexa Bliss for the title is already built in. I don't think they need the Rumble to make that a thing. Nia wins. Asuka gets title for Mania then Carmella cashes in and gets the win over Taya Asuka. No, I don't think that'll happen. I do not think they'll end the streak by giving it to Carmella. I think that would be craziness. Alicia Fox would win. Maybe miss you, Dave. Well, I'm here, Alex. I would go with Rousey if she's not there. Asuka could be a favorite. Nia Jax become a joke later. Yeah, she has. It will either be Sasha or Becky Lynch. That's kind of what I was saying. Now I lean towards Sasha. That's just the gut instinct. Surprised no one said Bayley. It's because they don't like Bayley. I like Bayley. I adore Bayley. It's just they clearly don't like her. So. What do you think is going to happen, Nia Jax? And I think they're switching to Drew Gulak. I think they're going to, if it seems like they're going to commit to that switch. I don't know if they will, but it seems that way. Ellsworth, and they redo it on SmackDown. Nia Jax, and so Alibi. Melina versus Alicia Fox. And so, so that's the thing about the whole Nia Jax thing. I don't think she needs it either. But the only reason and now my gut leans towards Sasha, but I think Becky has a chance only because of SmackDown. Because, Raw was pretty dominant. Raw was pretty dominant on Survivor Series. So, if anything, this is a good chance to get SmackDown a little bit of cred back. So, perhaps a SmackDown woman winning is there. I'd love to see Bayley go crazy beast mode and just destroy. Man, that'd be great. You won't have two winners from SmackDown. Well, you had two Raw winners. I mean, AJ Styles lost, and so... Oh, no, I'm sorry. Let me back that up. AJ Styles from SmackDown lost, but Charlotte from SmackDown won. So you won't have two Raw winners. So yeah, that's why. But you won't have two SmackDown winners. But you don't have two Raw winners. So well, let's get to the men's Rumble and then we'll go on to that. Just a thought: are double entries at once allowed in the Rumble? No, but they play Footloose and Fancy Free anyway. I wouldn't mind Bayley winning. I wouldn't mind it either. But WWE, yeah, they completely ruined her. All right, so the men's Royal Rumble. Any surprises? Well, a lot of TNA guys. The aforementioned James Storm as well as Ethan Carter III. I do expect one of those two to show up. Most likely Ethan. I'm not the biggest Ethan. The Carter III fan is just who I suspect. Trish Stratus wins the Rumble. Goes out to face Charlotte at Mania. That'd be interesting. Other than that, on the men's side, I'm not expecting any NXT call-ups. Aleister Black, if anybody, Aleister Black. I wouldn't mind a Velveteen Dream. It's a little early for him, but I wouldn't mind if Velveteen Dream shows up. He doesn't have to stick around. Like, he can go right back to NXT. It won't be his call-up, but I wouldn't mind seeing Velveteen Dream and Goldust in the Royal Rumble at the same time. I think that would be pretty interesting. But they could hold that off till next year. I'm not saying Ethan Carter III's bad. I just never really got into him. I'm not saying he's bad at all. He's just, he just never doesn't do it for me. Like, do you think Jinder can turn himself around with the fans? No. I mean, I had one fan in here for a live stream who was from India and said that the fans were cheering for AJ Styles and guys like AJ Styles, and then they were booing Jinder Mahal. Like, so it's their target demographic that they were using for him. He failed with them, so I'm not expecting. So, and also he's not loved in Canada, and he's not loved in America. The guy is terrible. The guy's just terrible. Maybe Bobby Lashley. That's another popular one. What would EC3 be named in WWE? I don't see why he couldn't have the same name again. Oh, Velveteen Dream and Breezango. Oh, that'd be interesting. Terry Funk, Pat Patterson, and Joe Briscoe, along with Ricky Dragon Steamboat for a Rumble surprise. That'd be nice. Some of that. I would like to see some of that. I mean, Ricky, last I checked at WrestleMania 25, man, he still got the arm track. It still looks good, which is the last thing to go on him. I talked about this in my video, but if EC3 shows up, what name would he use? Like I said, I don't see why he couldn't. As far as I know, I think he could use EC3. Or what? Or Derek? What a Derek Bateman? His old WWE name. Mahal can be the new Doink. Ha! If Rocky Maivia can, why not Jinder? Because The Rock has charisma and famous relatives. Ethan Einstein McMahon. Derek Bateman, that's what I'm saying, yeah. Yeah, The Rock is talented in certain degrees, yeah. Okay, so those are surprises. And I'll tell you the truth, I've been burned on the surprises so many times that I'm beginning to think that I don't expect much, like one or two and that's it. And they're not even like big surprises. They're just like, Pete Dunne is a surprise. Oh, I'm down with that, you. Yeah, that'd be great. Okay, so, all right, now that I'm done talking about the surprises, Michael Cole is trash. He is trash. So now I'm done talking about surprises. Who I think is going to win? Unfortunately, wait, no. I got the betting odds up. I'm at one website for the betting odds, and I am going to read for you guys, at this moment, because they do change, I'm going to read some of the top suspected names for winning the Royal Rumble before I give you my pick. Now, I'm just going to read some of these right now. I'm going to start with the ones that make sense. Now, I'm going to start. Ethan Carter III is expected. It just says 20 under the odds, so I don't understand how to read this. But Ethan Carter III or Derek Bateman is, let's just say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, let's do 10. Okay, number 10. The 10th best odds, according to this website I'm at, is AJ Styles, which I don't understand, seeing the fact that he has a belt and is not in the Rumble, last I checked. Ethan Carter III is at number 9, which I can't believe he's that high up, because I think if he shows up, he has no chance of winning. Number 8, unfortunately, Baron Corbin. Makes me sick to think Baron Corbin is up there. Next up, Bobby Lashley. Not even confirmed to be there, but people are projecting him to win. These are just betting odds for what they're worth. Take them for what they're worth. Finn Balor next up. Finn Balor I would like to win. I really wanted Finn Balor to win last year. Vince doesn't think he's over. But apparently he thinks the XFL is over enough because Vince has gone stupid. Senility, man. Next up, Dolph Ziggler. A lot of people are kind of witchy that Dolph Ziggler sticks might show up and come back and make his big comeback. I am expecting Dolph Ziggler to make a comeback, but I think it might be for the U.S. title. It would be. I didn't even predict this, but what if Ziggler shows up for the Open Challenge and takes the belt off of Bobby Roode yet again? That'd be crazy. Next up, he's not in the match, guys, but 11. For some reason, this has actual odds. 11-2, Braun Strowman, but he's on the list. A lot of people are talking about the surprise entrants just being guys who already have matches that you think won't be in, like how Roman Reigns came out as number 30, even though he didn't seem like he was going to be in the Rumble. And then next up, the former favorite, someone who was a favorite, John Cena. Now, this is just according to one site. John Cena. Now, for some odd reason, a little while back, he was like a heavy favorite. But now, not so much. Now, he's in the top 3, but he's not quite as high. And number 2, Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns was nowhere near this list a couple of weeks ago, but now apparently where insider information changes things, now Roman Reigns is number 2 on the list, where he wasn't even in the running before. And the number 1 is Shinsuke Nakamura. Now, I think Shinsuke Nakamura should win this year. I think him and AJ Styles would have a fantastic WrestleMania main event, and that's what we really need to focus on. And I do think whoever wins the Rumble should have the main event, not like last year where Randy Orton won and Bray Wyatt, but they weren't the last match of the night. And they weren't even the last, the last match of the night. It should be for the title, and it should be whoever wins the Royal Rumble. Commit to that idea. But that being said, my pick, who I think will win, Roman Reigns. I don't want to. I can't believe they would make Roman Reigns win twice in Philly. I just think they will because they're stupid like that, and they're just this dumb. He's freed up of the Intercontinental title. It's just they allegedly want soften Brock up for Roman Reigns. It's just what they want, and I just can't imagine. And they're so stubborn. I can't see them doing any other way. I don't want them to. I could not stress that anymore, but I think that's what they're going to do. Philly will become a war zone. I was there, man, and man, it was rough. I was there, man. I was there in the front lines, man, when that happened the first time. It's going to be Cena, even though I'm really pulling for Ziggler. It's going to be Cena. I don't want Roman, and let me be clear, I don't want Roman Reigns to win. I just think they will, just because I'm just so sickened by the idea that WWE just shoves this guy down my throat, and that's all they do. Good thing that RKO versus Bray wasn't the main event. Well, okay, fine, that is fair. That was a terrible match. All right, guys, but those are my thoughts. That's what's happened. Raw 25, disappointing. It was just a nostalgia train. Not really surprised. That's kind of what I thought it would be. I sadly think Roman Reigns is going to win the Royal Rumble. I was most disappointed because the number one thing I didn't want to happen was I didn't want the Revival to be Ascension. That's exactly what's happened. I hope they can rebound from it. Thank you so much for coming out on a live stream. Thank you for all the thumbs up that I assume I'm getting, hopefully. Thank you. Thank you for all the likes. Thank you for all you guys coming out. My throat's going from talking so long. Thank you for being out here with me. I really did appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the Royal Rumble. I hope the Royal Rumble's good. I hope we all get to have a good time and enjoy the Royal Rumble for a change, because I did mean that one part in the Monday Night Raw that it's been a while since I had a winner in the Royal Rumble that I really liked and I was happy about. And it's been a while since I had a WrestleMania main event that was good. I'm tired of, Wrestle Kingdom main events. Great. Why can't WrestleManias be good too? All right, well, thank you so much for coming out. I've had a lot of fun, and this has been Dave Knows.